is your favorite track that you got on it?
Oh, I can tell you. I like when we choose the songs, each song, one song from each album. We don't want to choose the hit singles from any like Agent Orange from Agent Orange.
Yes,
That
yes.
was that was important. We listened to all the albums.
Mm.
And that was important to choose songs who are maybe underrated, songs we never played live or never rehearsed, whatever. But I can't tell you what is my favorite song. Um, that's hard to say. I like all the songs. And you have to know we listen to all the songs from each album, and we have so many good songs on each album. It's amazing. But we just chose one. And yeah, and then we decided together, the whole band, when we're listening to the song, we take this one or we take that one. When we go back to Obsessed by Cruelty, we choose Equinox, you know. But a couple of weeks later, the guitarist Uwe Christophers died. So we decided to take After the Deluge to give him a tribute.
Yeah.
But it was really funny to do, because it's really hard to listen to songs from Obsessed by Cruelty because a couple of songs were completely out of timing and out of tuning. But when we covered the songs, we wanna keep the original arrangement. We want to keep the spirit and magic of the older songs. But tuning it with tuned guitars and drums played more accurate. That was very important.
Yeah. You started your journey back in 1981. How would
A,
you?
A, 82.
82?
Yeah, there's Wikipedia to tell you 81. I don't know. I think 82, that was a band, when that was a real band. Maybe we came up with the idea in 81 to form a band called Sodom. But I think in 82 we start rehearsing and start renting a rehearsal room and all the stuff. For
Okay.
me, it's 82.
82. Okay. Good. How did you like? How did your life change since this time?
I think my life changed when I quit my job in a coal mine. It was in 89 when Agent Orange came out. And then I decided to quit the job in a coal mine and spend more time with the band, you know, together in the studio, rehearsing, touring, whatever. And I get the money from a record company every month. So I could make live my life just from the music, which was very important. That is a big There was a big change in my life. In the beginning, in '82, we never thought about that was the band is still alive after so many times, after 40 years, whatever. We
Yeah.
just formed a band. We rent a rehearsal room, making some noise. That was not It was not a band. We were just friends sitting together drinking beer. And recording some noise, which was witching metal, in witching metal demo in the first one. And later we got a record deal in '84, and we recorded In the Son of Evil. That was another step, because we were the first time we were in a studio, recording track by track, and that was completely different to what we did in the rehearsal room before.
Yeah.
But the big change, was definitely '89.
89. Okay. Good to know. Um, we come up with another great German band, like I call them, Creator. Do you have a favorite song? And maybe more more than one, but obviously, what's your favorite?
No, no, not really. No, I'm not I never was a big Creator fan. I like some music. There were better guitarists than Sodom, but I don't like Miller's vocals. I like Pleasure to Kill or Endless Pain, the first two records.
Yeah,
I was growing up with this because we hang around with Creator all the time. We listen to their new songs, they listen to Sodom.
yeah.
But I've never been a big Creator fan.
Okay, okay. So, you've got this
I was a big Destruction fan in the beginning.
destruction, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I got the first tape, when before they get a record deal with Steam or SPV, like Sodom. And I listened to the first demo from Destruction. I was was impressed by that music, you know. They were really good musicians in that time, you know. I liked Mike's guitar playing, you know, and Schmier's vocals, you know.
Yeah. You have this mascot, Knarrenheinz. Who came up with this idea?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it was Frank Blackfire, you know, when we got the cover from the Persecution Mania album, you know, and we saw this cover the first time when we've been in Hanover at SPV in an office, you know, and they show us a cover, and Frank said, "Oh, Knarrenheinz," you know. You can translate it to English, you know, but it's somebody who wearing a gun, you know, and from that time, you know, people talk about Knarrenheinz. When Agent Orange album came out, the Knarrenheinz was a part of it, you know.
Yes.
It was, but I think it was Frank Blackfire came up with the name. You know?
Okay. So, do you have a favorite song from your first album, Obsessed by Cruelty?
Not really. You know, I like. I think After the Deluge it's a little bit different to all the other songs because this song was written by Uwe Christophers, the guitarist. You know, but I like Equinox. I like the title track. I like Proselytism Real. You know, which we had in a setlist over years. You know, but I have not special song on this album. You know, I think Death Like Silence is one of the best songs in my opinion.
Okay.
Because it's more straight to the point. It's faster, you know. But the complete album is so chaotic, you know. It's you know, when we listen to the songs to cover our own songs, you know, it was really hard to understand to listen what kind of guitars he play, what is the tuning, you know. It's really chaotic, you know. But I know that Obsessed by Cruelty has had a big impact onto the black metal scene, you know.
Yeah.
I know a couple of Sodom fans who are gonna tell me Obsessed by Cruelty was the best Sodom album ever, you know. I don't know. We changed when with Persecution Mania. That was completely different to Obsessed by Cruelty, you know.
Yeah.
But I think Death Like Silence is one of my faves on this album. Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you feel like when the crowd is singing along with you on a live concert?
I love it, you know. I love it because, you know, that's a point, you know, when we start writing songs, you know, we always try to write good songs, you know, but we try to write chorus lines you listen once or twice and never forget, you know.
Yeah.
Very, very, very easy chorus lines, you know. And that is what we have all the time when we're writing songs, you know, on every album, you know. We have always good refrain chorus lines, you know, for the fans, you know. I know that when we do the German songs like Stumme Ursel or Wachturm, you know, people are singing, you know. We played last month in Mexico Metal Fest, you know, and we played Tired and Red, for example.
Yeah.
And they sing the complete lyrics, you know. Even the part where it's instrumentalist, they're gonna sing it, you know. It's amazing, you know.
Amazing feeling, yeah.
That shows me that the people are really interested in the music, you know, and really enjoy the music we do, you know.
Yeah. So, we already came up with the witching metal. Why exactly did you call it witching metal?
I don't know.
Maybe it sounds like it.
Yeah, I think we were inspired by Venom, by the first Venom's record, Welcome to Hell, you know, and there was a song called Witching Hour on it, you know. And but in these times, nobody was talking about thrash metal, you know, or black metal. You know, black metal came when Venom, the second album, came out, black metal, you know. But nobody was talking about thrash metal. That was a completely unknown, you know. Nobody, and we, in the beginning, we want to do speed heavy metal, you know, something like this. And then when we recorded the first demo, we called our music ourselves witching metal, you know, which was a completely different to Venom, for example, because we want to do it heavier than Venom.
Yeah.
You know, there was a slogan, you know, heavier than Venom, faster than Metallica, you know. That was our slogan, you know, and we got a lot of reviews where the people wrote reviews about Sodom, the first demo, you know, which is really, they told that Sodom is heavier than Venom, you know, it's completely different, you know. And then the people, and later people say Sodom is a thrash metal band, but I think Sodom is not a typical thrash metal band, you know. I think a typical thrash metal band is Exodus or Destruction, you know, or Overkill, you know.
Yeah.
I think Sodom is more, it's heavy metal in my opinion, you know. the purest form, you know.
Yeah, yeah. The Metal Archives tells us that your lyrics in the early years covered the following themes: Satanism and blasphemy. Later, the themes were mostly about war, death, politics, and humor. How the hell got humor onto this list?
Yeah, you're right. We changed the lyrics from Obsessed by Cool to Persecution Manor. And in the beginning, it was, and that was not satanic, you know. That was I was really inspired by Aleister Crowley, you know. And I have a lot of books at home, you know, and you know, Aleister Crowley was a master, you know. But if you get so much into this material, you know, you get stupid, you know, you get sick in your brain, you know. So I stopped writing lyrics about this stuff, you know. I want to write lyrics about the real life, you know,
Yeah.
which is war and humor, you know. And there is always a little bit humor in my lyrics, you know, because that is the way I'm gonna write the lyrics, you know. Um, I found some topics like politics or war, you know, but there is always small humor parts in it. You know, if you really try to read between the lines, you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so we write songs about the real life, you know, which is war, you know.
Yeah.
You know, also, you know, and as long as the mankind lives, there is war growing up in this world, you know. That is human, you know. That's life, you know.
Yeah.
But there are no more satanic stuff in it, you know. I'm not. I hate satanic or fantasy lyrics, you know. And I think life inspired me writing lyrics, you know.
Yeah.
When I'm looking TV news or I'm reading newspapers, you know, here it is, you know. Here is some good idea for a next Sodom title, next Sodom song, whatever, you know.
Yeah. So you had many guitar players over the year. How did
Oh
this
man,
affect you?
it never affects me, you know. When you change the guitarist or you change the complete lineup, you know,
Yeah.
it's really hard to do because I have to restart from the beginning, you know. I remember when I split up with Bernemann, who played 20 years in a band, or with Macca on the drums, you know. I was alone, you know. I try to find a new band members, and I have to rehearse all the time, you know, because when you're doing live shows, you have to rehearse. I can't tell, you know, I want to have a real band. I want to be together with a band in a rehearsal room, you know. You can't write songs or doing a set list by MP3 trading, whatever, you know. I want to play this. Here's the set list you're gonna play. You know, you have to do it in a rehearsal room. So I spent a lot of time to restart the band. You know,
Yeah.
and when you change the guitar player, the same. You know, um, you have to prepare the live sets. You know, you have to start writing new songs with the new guitarists. You know, and it's always hard. But I always decided from my heart, you know. I said, okay, I have to change the lineup, you know. I have to split with the band, you know. I want to keep the whole project, keep looking forward, you know. That is very important.
Yeah. So you told me that you have a lot of books at home. What do you think? How many books have you read so far?
I have books about different stuff, you know. I have a lot of books for hunting, you know, because I'm a hunter. I have a lot of books about guns. I'm really interested in guns. I have a lot of about Vietnam War, you know.
Yeah.
That was I have so many things, you know, books. But I think the books don't inspire me for writing lyrics, you know.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't need any movies like other musicians say. Look, movies and gonna write lyrics, you know. I never, and I think the whole life is a movie, you know. The whole life inspired me, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
But I have 1,000 books at home, you know, completely different hobbies. You know what I collect postcards. I'm driving motorcycle. I have books about them. You know, I have so many interests.
Yeah, yeah. At the very beginning of your career, Manfred Schütz said the following to you guys: "You guys are so bad, you will sell a lot of records." How did you react when he first told this?
I couldn't believe this, you know, because that was about the first Sodom show we played in '84 in Frankfurt. That was a Venom Legions Germany. They were the promoter, and there was also Venom signing session, you know. And Sodom were the band to play live on stage, you know. that was not a really not a really gig, because we were completely drunk, and we just had 4 or 5 songs to play live, and Manfred said, I never seen you are the worst band in the world, but you have some special. There is some magic in your music, there is some special in your outfit, So I give you the chance recording a couple of songs, And then we booked the studio. We want to record a whole album, But after a couple of months, somebody of the record company came to the studio and listened to the songs we already recorded, And he thought, no way, we have to stop here, We couldn't believe that anybody gonna buy this stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
And then in the Sound of Evil was getting famous, It was a really good selling mini album,
Yeah.
we couldn't believe ourselves, because we don't have any musicians. We worked for the studio at the first time. We didn't know how to record. We recorded in the rehearsal room the complete band together, And now we have to record it, the drums and putting the guitars on it, the bass lines, whatever. We never did it before,
Yeah.
Yeah, but Manfred gave us the chance, And I think without Manfred, we couldn't find another record company. We tried to get a deal with Noise Records, and they said, oh no, we don't want to have Sodom. We took Celtic Frost or Hellhammer on it or Creator, And but I'm glad to sign this contract,
Yes, of course. Well, you used your chance, like we say in Germany.
Yeah, the contract was big like a telephone book, And if you show this contract to a lawyer nowadays, who said, "Oh my God, you couldn't sign. How could you sign this?"
Yeah.
We got a case of beer, and we signed.
Yeah.
Okay. And this gave us a chance for recording our songs in a professional way,
That's great. So, you did a song called Ausgebombt. How exactly did it feel for you to sing the title in German and the rest in English? Also ausgebombt and
It's like Bombenhagel, Bombenhagel is English lyrics with the German chorus line, We recorded Ausgebombt twice in German lyrics and English lyrics, And when we have a show, I always ask the people, what you prefer, the English one or German one, So we could play both,
Yeah.
And Sodom was the first metal band who played a German song on it, No band did before, And people say, oh, they are fascists, they are racist, they play Bombenhagel with a German national anthem in it,
Yeah.
So why not? We are German, so we're gonna play it,
Yes,
and we played
right.
like Jimi Hendrix. We break down in the end, and so Ausgebombt was the first German single from a metal band.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Ausgebombt is really one of my
Yes,
favorite Sodom tracks.
it's still in the setlist,
Yeah. Do you have any pre-show rituals?
No, not really. No. And I remember years ago or decades ago, we drink a lot of before the show. And we stop. We don't drink before the show. But I drink a small glass of Jack Daniels.
Ah,
Just a small one.
yes, yes.
And I think it helps. It's good for my vocals. For the voice. It helps a little bit. You are not drunken, but you have. Yeah, it's open, It's
Yes.
get more open, because I'm screaming all the time, and we're gonna play in the show nowadays. We're gonna play 2 hours,
Yeah. Keeps everything
But
warm.
there is no special, we shake hands, good show to the other band members, But there is no special ritual,
Okay. Describe your favorite and least favorite part of being a musician.
My favorite. You can stay in bed in the morning, You can sleep whenever you want. But yeah, that's a dream come true, If you are a musician and you can make you live just from a music, It's the
Yeah.
best that can happen, I know a lot of younger musicians who ask me what to do to get more professional, to get a rock star, whatever, Shall I quit my job or my studio or my school, whatever? I can tell no way, you can't quit anything nowadays because so many bands coming to the scene every month. You
Yeah.
know, it's getting out of control. You know, never give up your school or what or your job, whatever. You know, but in the beginning, you know, we were just a handful of bands who did this kind of music. You know, so we get a better option to make our live from the music in these times. You know,
Yeah.
that is the best thing in my life to make. You know, to be a musician professional. You know, but it's also a bad thing because you're working every day on it. You know, you start up in the morning doing your emails. You know, you go to the rehearsal room and then we're doing interviews in the
Yeah.
evening. You know,
Yeah.
you never get your free time. You know, you never have any vacation. You know, um, that is the thing. You know, other people they came from work. You know, it's gone. You know, till the morning. You know, till the next day. You know,
Yeah.
if you are a professional musician, you're working constantly on this one. You know, making a new album, preparing songs or concerts, gigs. You know, booking. I have a booking agency who are gonna help me booking flight tickets. You know, but there are so many things to do, and we're gonna rehearse 2 or 3 times a week. You know, it's very old school to being with a band in a rehearsal room. It's the only way for Sodom to work. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never have really time, you know, for go. I try to go hunting 1 time a week, you know, and I put my handy off, you know, and it's like, fuck you, I will go hunting, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes I'm able to do it, you know. But when we have a new album out, I can't, you know, because you're constantly doing this or doing that one, you know.
Yeah. You have to promote your new album. That's right.
Yeah, that's my job, you know.
Yeah. What made you want to become a musician in the very early years?
Oh, I think every fan who listened to heavy metal came up with the idea to make music for himself, you know. But well, the problem was in the beginning we couldn't find any support, you know.
Yeah.
When I talked to my father, I want to play guitar or bass guitar, you know. So he said, go to work, you know. You don't get money from me for a fucking guitar, you know. In these times, you know, we don't get any support from our parents, you know, or the establishment, you know. So I spare all the money to get my first bass guitar, you know, and yes, I can. If you listen to heavy metal, you came up with the idea, you know.
Yeah.
And when we formed the band, you know, in the very beginning of Sodom, I was a drummer, you know, because we have Aggressor was a guitarist, you know, and okay, what you gonna do? I try the drums, you know, but that was not a really bad job for me, you know. I couldn't play drums, you know.
Yeah.
And then okay, what's left? The bass guitar. Okay, I play bass guitar, you know.
Yeah. Reminds me a bit of Joachim Broden of
Yeah,
Sabaton.
yeah.
He started as a keyboarder. So, yeah.
So that was not important, you know. We are a band, but who's gonna play which instrument? That was not important to me or to
Yeah.
the band, you know. And later we get Witch Hunter. Okay, Witch Hunter's a drummer. You're gonna play the drums. Frank was a guitarist who played the guitars and doing some backing vocals, you know. So the bass guitar was left just for me, you know.
Yeah.
But I was a fan of Motorhead, of Lemmy, you know, of Kronos, L.G. Ward, and John Gallagher, you know, the singing bass players
Yeah. Yeah.
was always something I really appreciated, you know, because I love even to play the bass and do the vocals, you know. That was the best job for me in these times, you know.
So, you nearly answered my next question. Which person is your idol?
I don't want to tell Lemmy is my idol, you know, because I was a big Motorhead fan. I was a big Lemmy fan, you know.
Yeah.
And but I think Kronos, band Venom and Kronos inspired me to form an own band, you know,
Yeah.
to playing the bass guitar and doing the vocals, you know. But I can tell you that he's my idol or hero or whatever, you know. I respect him as a musician, you know, and I prefer the lifestyle he did, you know. And yes, but I think Lemmy and Kronos was the two biggest inspirations, you know.
Yeah.
But later, when Tank came out with the first record, you know, A Few Thousands of Hades, you know,
Yeah.
I was a big LG Ward fan because he was playing a real bass. You know, Lemmy was not a real bass player in this, you know. He played more the bass like a rhythm guitar, you know. And I was interested in more playing bass guitar, you know,
Yeah.
like it's supposed to be, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's LG Ward was what was God for me in this times, you know.
Yeah. So
I also like Geddy Lee, you know, but when I see playing bass like Geddy Lee, you know, I never came up to his level, you know, to playing the bass guitar.
yeah,
Never.
yeah. So is there any country that you didn't play yet? And if yes, which one would you love to play?
Oh, we played in all continents except Africa, you know. We never played in Africa, you know. But we played in every country, you know. No, we played in. Sodom was sometimes the first band playing in different countries. Like Sodom was the first band playing in Bulgaria, Sofia,
Yeah.
in '91. You know, we played in Mexico as the first band, as the first metal band from Germany. You know,
Yeah.
you know, we want to play worldwide, everywhere. You know, my dream is playing in Vietnam. You know, and when I'm looking back to 2001, we planned to record a live album in Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, in Vietnam. You know?
Okay.
But we went out going to Bangkok, you know, because it was not possible for Western band playing in Vietnam heavy metal, you know.
Yeah.
Because heavy metal is just working in the underground, you know. That was forbidden. And some Vietnam politics told me that Sodom is a pro-American band, you know. They have a song called Marines or M16 on it, you know. There was no chance, you know. And we want to retry next year to playing there, you know.
Okay.
You know, Sodom, we played in Tasmania. You know where it is, you know.
Yes, yes.
Sodom was the first heavy metal band played in Tasmania. It's a couple of years ago, you know. It's always funny to do, you know. You know, I want to play everywhere, you know. If it's possible, you know, we played in Russia all the time, and now it's impossible, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's gone, you know. The Russian market is completely gone forever.
Yeah, that's right. You know? That's right.
That's sad but true, you know. But we have so many friends and so many fans in Russia, you know. It's a shame, you know.
Yeah.
I want to live in a peaceful world without war, touring wherever, playing wherever I want, you know.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you keep up to date with future episodes by subscribing to our channels. For more information on this podcast, or for all the latest music news, reviews, interviews and more, head over to our website, www.therazorsedge.rocks.